Welcome back to some more Umineko when they cry. So where we last left off, let's say the video I had to go back previously, there was some very complicated thoughts in my head to whether Natsuki what she did was morally wrong or not. And then I did have to rewatch it again, and I can say I don't think Natsuki is a bad person at all. As far as I know, the way the backstory was construed, it made it so like, oh, what Natsuki committed was murder, even though like she didn't really like commend that commend it wordly in a way. Also, Beatrice, you know, let's say I can say she was treated unfairly in my opinion, to where like I don't know if Beatrice was merely a victim or she was a you know you know someone that who chose her their friendship wrongly to where like she's now treated as a puppet of the sort. I could go on and on about that, but that was merely the case to where like the fifth game has now begun of the sort. So that was about it. Anyway, let's continue reading. Was it someone's alarm clock? An electronic tone repeatedly rang out through the room. Badler, who had gone to bed late and not managed to get enough sleep, covered his head in his blanket and waited for someone to turn off the alarm. But no matter how much time passed, the electronic tone didn't stop. I see. The point of an alarm clock isn't just to be loud enough to wake you, but to be annoying enough to keep you from wanting to fall back asleep. Hey, the alarm's going off. Make it stop, please. Why do waking up voices always get this annoyed? Well, it does make sense. After all, people are still sleepy and in a bad mood. However, there was absolutely no sign that my annoyed voice had caused anyone to turn over in their sleep, or crawl out of bed to stop the alarm. Letting out a deep sigh, I stumbled to my feet. With the shutters down on the windows, there was almost no light in here, and the room was so dim as it had been earlier. Though, even without the shutters, there's no way this dull weather would let in enough sun to make this a pleasant morning. The cousins were still wrapped up in their beds, sound asleep and taking no notice whatsoever of that beeping. Normally, once any one person gets up, the others tend to automatically follow. Annoyed that this law of serial summer camp awakenings that I had made up had been broken, I searched for the source of the sound. I could hear it coming from a wristwatch set on the table. Judging by the style of the watch, it was probably George Aniki's. Anyway, when I randomly pushed a small button on the side of it, the sound stopped. Apparently, it had been set for 7 in the morning. I see. That early in the morning, huh? Is it already 7? Sorry, but I really don't feel like I slept at all. Playing cards were left on the table as though they had stopped mid-game. The game had probably been sevens. Damn it, I've got this piercing headache. What the hell happened last night? That mountain of gold and the subsequent argument between the relatives all feel like a bad dream.
バカバカしい。
I agree. Breakfast normally came at 8. Now wasn't a bad time to start getting up and getting dressed. Even those adults probably won't argue in front of the cousins. In that case, I'll stay with my cousins all day long. I'm sure they'll be able to separate me from all this annoying talk about the gold and being the successor and all. In fact, I should have done this from the beginning. I felt disgusting. having slept with my clothes on last night, which caused me to get all sweaty. I guess I'll take a shower. I'm sure the others want to as well. At this age, it's embarrassing to wake them by shaking their shoulders. If I turn the TV on, everyone will probably wake up. Well, let's at least turn the lights on for now. In this dim light, with the quiet sound of the never-ending wind and rain, it really doesn't feel like morning has come yet. I flipped the light switch. Then, that dimly lit morning ended. The fuck was that?
Georgie!
Oh shit. Got a little bit of a travesty going on. So I'm assuming by the time Battler turned on the light in the guest bedroom, I assume Battler got alarmed and saw that his cousins are dead.
あんまりやないか。こんなマネがどうして許されるんや。
As they clung to Anaki's corpse, which would never wake up again, Aunt Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi cried.
もうおよしなさい。ジョージ君がこんな姿をお二人に見せたいと思いますか。思うわけがない。
姉貴、気持ちはわかるが、今は南條先生に任せるんだ。
あんたにはわかんないわよ。
Holy shit.
ジョージが殺されたのよ。ジョージ
Does have a new face.
ジョージ
南條先生の言う通りや。ジョージのこんな無体な姿をいつまでも見ていたらあかん。ジョージのためにも今は耐えるんや。
When Aunt Eva tried even harder to cling to that corpse, Dad and Uncle Hideyoshi dragged her away and had a heated debate with her beside the wall.
いやよ、いやジョージ
Jesus Christ.
南條先生、手当てをして。血が足りないなら輸血を。私とジョージは同じ血液型です。だからお願い、南條先生。
エヴァさん、お気の毒だが、今のジョージ君に必要なのはあなたの血ではないのです。
Dr. Nanja shook his head slightly, then nodded across to where I stood, giving me a signal. I softly pulled the blanket up, covering George Anaki's corpse. His neck was split wide open. It was probably larger and deeper than his mouth. Would covering that part up make the corpse look neat and clean? Of course not. The large amount of lost blood stained the red a horrible red and black, and even covering him with the blanket couldn't hide the traces. After all, even the blanket had large red-black stains, and covering him with it made his corpse look even more gruesome. So I stripped the blanket off of my bed and placed it on top of the first one. But there were only 2 extra blankets, so if we covered one more of the corpses, we wouldn't be able to cover any more. I feel bad about the ones we can't cover, but for some reason, times like these make me feel like muttering, "Don't complain about it being unfair" inside my head.
キリエ、みんなに毛布をかけてやれ。風邪をひいちまう。
ええ。
Kiri-san and I started covering the other corpses up to their heads with their blankets, just like George Anaki's. so that they wouldn't have to undergo any more shame with their terrible wounds exposed like this. In one bed rested Jessica. Jessica was exactly the same as George Aniki. Though she appeared to be resting quietly in the bed, her neck has been sliced deep and the wound lay open in a brutal way. Maria was the same, and not only Maria, there was one more victim. Lying on the same bed as though they'd been sleeping alongside each other was Aunt Rosa. George Aniki, Jessica, Maria, and Aunt Rosa. In this room were 4 humans that had been killed, their necks sliced open. A little ding sound, I guess. Oh, I'm just gonna assume the ding sound is meant they updated the characters, and when they meant that, they're dead. You know, death is unknown. So same with George. That one is the same with Jessica. Does the same with Maria, and then Rosa. They've probably been like that since last night. I'd returned without noticing anything, gotten in bed, and fallen asleep. All of them had a horizontal cut across their throats. I had been forced to see all the way into the depths of those gashes in everyone's throats. At worst, the wounds might have been deep enough to stretch halfway through their necks. If you tried to open it up, you'd probably be able to see that the gash reached all the way to the bone. The only wounds were the single gashes on each neck. So if you just covered their necks with your hand, you might be able to persuade yourself that they were merely sleeping. But even so, this frighteningly deep wound was incredibly gruesome. There's no such thing as clean or dirty ways of killing. All methods of killing are equally brutal. But even so, the brutality here was just horrible. And there was one more thing that adorned these brutal murders, making them even more unsettling. Drawn very large on the wall was something like an eerie magic serpent, as usual. It was drawn in a bright red paint that looked like blood, and made it look as though some creepy ceremony had taken place in this room, with the 4 of them offered as human sacrifices. However, that wasn't what we were concerned about. No one has a heart so cold that they could witness the deaths of those close to them, and still worry about some scribbles in the wall. Oh.
おはようございます、皆さん。おや、これは立派な魔法陣で。
The girl who bragged that she drew more pleasure from the process of exposing the truth than the truth itself, and who went so far as to call herself an intellectual rapist, appeared in the hall. When she saw the extraordinary, creepy magic circle in this gruesome room, I heard what was unmistakably a sigh. Admiration escaped her lips.
お前は入ってくるんじゃね
え。さっきから廊下で話を聞かせてもらっています。お亡くなりになられたのは4人ですか？心よりお悔やみを申し上げます。
Yeah, I'm sure she wants to share her condolences. I mean, all of us are human, right? On Erica's face, no, that's not it. It was in her eyes. In Erica's eyes, I could see an indiscreet smile that was hard to describe. She found this interesting. She found the outbreak of a crime interesting. It was like the smile of a kid off to the side of the stage just before her turn to appear in a school play.
すまねえな、エリカちゃん。取り込み中だ。部屋で待っててくれるか。
Yeah, Erica just came in and hit me like, hey, I heard there was some screaming and crying going on. Yeah, May I also share my condolences?
そういうわけには参りません。現場検証は探偵の権利ですので。
Detective's right.
お前に用はないと言ってんだぜ。部外者はおとなしく引っ込んでろ。
現場検証を妨害する容疑者が犯人であるミステリーは三流というのが私の持論ですが。
Only third-rate mysteries have a suspect who tries to interfere with the investigation and then turns out to be the culprit. Wow.
お前の都合など知るか。
God damn.
出ていけ。お前なんかお呼びじゃね
This guy is fucking angry.
エリカちゃん、ほんまにすまんが部屋に戻っててくれんか。今は取り込み中なんや。
ジョージ、ジョージ。どいてください。現場検証できません。
I like it how Eric. See, that's the thing that kind of questioned me of how Erica's actually a detective. I mean, I guess in her description, it definitely said it is, which is turns out to be like, according to the in the game, is factually true. But like, I don't know how you can. I mean, it's Erica, right? I mean, I guess like you can, you know, design her to be like credentially smart and a bit of an ego in a way. But I thought like when it comes to Erica being a detective, it's like, oh, like she needs to have like some sort of physical credentials too. So, but I'm being a little too. I'm constrained. I'm making this complicated. So.
もしそれが必要なら俺たちがするし、警察がする。お前にみんなの亡骸をさらに恥ずかしめる権利なんかあるわけがねえ。
探偵権限。
Oh shit! Oh, saying in red.
探偵はすべての現場を検証する権利を持つ。そこをどきなさい、後宮バトラー。これは人間側に認められたゲームの正当な権利よ。
So this is what happens when Balor, you know, tries to go up against the cause and effect. This is what happens with Erica. The moment she says in red, says that if you ever interfere with the red, this is what said. I said this in red, so do not fucking interfere with me. So those words, which seemed to be utterly ridiculous at first, were words of power that had come from a world on a much higher plane than the one they were in. Balor was thrown back by an unseen power and landed on his butt. Struck silent by this quiet intensity, nobody was able to prevent Erica from entering the room, suffocated by this bizarre atmosphere.
ご安心を。死者の尊厳を侵すことが目的ではありませんので。別に喉の切り口なんておぞましいもの覗きたくありませんし。私が知りたいのはもっと別のことです。つまりこの殺人を誰が行ったかです。南條先生、それから皆さん、特に第一発見者のバトラさん、いろいろとお尋ねしたいことがありますのでご協力をお願いします。
だから何の権限があってだよ。
私が探偵だからよ。
So, because Bernkastel's anti-fantasy, she can also play the detective as the excuse. Battler couldn't argue against this incomprehensible nonsense. No, he wasn't permitted to argue. It was a restriction placed on pieces. Erica summoned Dr. Nanjo and heard the details of his preliminary examination of the corpses. Normally, he wouldn't have spoken of that to an outsider so casually. However, for some reason, the atmosphere about the place had become one in which hiding things from Erica was forbidden.
さて、ラムダの第一の晩、楽しませてもらおうかしら。死体は4つ？2つ足りないわ。
Well, there's 4. I mean, the first Twilight is going to be the first 6, so what happened? Where's the other 2? Although, as far as I can already look. I mean, as far as I know, I mean, if Kinzo's maybe the other. No, I'm pretty sure like that what it was teased earlier. I'm pretty sure that one of the two is either 2 servants that get killed off, or it's like Krauss killed off and one of the servants. But,
まあ、6人殺す義務もないわけだけど、そういう遊びだしね。あの子、空気読める子だから、あと2人もどこかで殺してるに違いないわ。
On the wall was a magic circle representing the first Twilight, similar to the ones in Beata's games. Giggle. That girl talks tough, but I wonder just how closely she'll be able to imitate Beata. That Hebrew sure is crap. It isn't written exactly right.
何これ？どういうこと？どうして魔法陣が？
Oh, it's Mammon.
きっとベアトリーチェ様の真似がしたかったのよ。へったくそな魔法陣。
真似どころじゃないわよ。人間の誰かがベアトリーチェ様の仕業に見せかけるためにわざわざ書いたんだわ。とにかくベアトリーチェ様に報告を。
ゴールドスミスの秘密を守る仕事だけでもお腹いっぱいなのに迷惑な話ね。
So we have the 7 Purgatory of the Sisters. Does that mean Angie would also make an appearance? He's saying, but who knows?
でも全然美しくない殺人だわ。
So if the magic circle was written within a sloppy manner, I don't think this is considered to be within a case of plagiarism, but I feel like within a case like, yeah, maybe a human, maybe one of the humans is doing this as a part of a mockery. So it's not like they're copying in a way, but could be some sort. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Would be kind of a bit silly of the sort. Oh god.
別に密室でもないし不可能犯罪でもない。こんな無様な殺人ベアトリーチェ様に全然ふさわしくないわ。
フルドエリカか。予期せぬ事件に予期せぬ女。そして19年前の予期せぬ男。気分はバトラーに解かれるし、今回のゲームは普段とまるで違うわ。 何がどうなってるの？行くわよ。
はい、お姉様。
In the kitchen, Goda was preparing a wonderful breakfast at a brisk pace. The main dish would be herb omelets. Even simple foods could become an invigorating feast under Goda's skillful hands. He would pre-cook everything beforehand and prepared food in the dining hall right before everyone's eyes.
Pam 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 pam.
Goda hummed as he continued his work in high spirits. When Shannon, who was helping out, saw Goda like this, her mood also brightened. She arranged the salad in a neat little pattern and showed it to Goda.
こんな感じでどうでしょう。トマトの感じがちょっと可愛くなったと思います。
実に良いですよ。シャノンさんもなかなか分かってまいりましたね。
Oh, it's these two. Why am I... It sounded like these two could get killed off. The two happy people gave each other a high five. Shannon didn't like Goda when he was sneaky, but she had no problems at all with him when he was cooking happily. She sometimes even thought it'd be nice if his contract hadn't included any jobs besides cooking. If that had been the case, he wouldn't have had to get in a bad mood doing unnecessary jobs.
食堂の準備ができましたよ。いつでも運べますからね。
もうじきですので、配膳車の準備をお願いします。
Without thinking, even Kumasawa caught Goda's high spirits. The kitchen had a very nice smell and atmosphere about it, truly refreshing for so early in the morning. Then, Cannon came back, grumpy even this early in the morning, just like he always was. I'm not surprised. Cannon and Genji were in charge of getting many things ready for the morning, such as opening the curtains. However, Cannon was alone today, so it had taken much longer than usual.
終わったよ。
Oh, where the hell is Genji?
源氏様は？
まだいらっしゃらないの。珍しいわね。寝坊されるなんて。
Oh no. This sounds suspicious or big.
あの源氏さんでもお寝坊をね。
親族会議の最中だというのに緊張感に欠けてますね。カノンさん、起こしてきてあげてくれませんか？
はい。
寝ぼけ眼の源氏さんってどんな顔なのかしら。私もご一緒しますよ。
Even though Goda had asked her to get the serving car ready, Kumasawa plodded off after Cannon, slyly skipping work. As Cannon muttered about how Goda was the one who slept in all the time, he headed for the servant waiting there.
カノンさんは今朝起こさなかったんですか？
僕は昨夜使用人室でそのまま寝ちゃったんで、控室には戻ってないんです。
The waiting room. Last night, Cannon had dozed off while in the middle of his late-night shift, falling asleep in the servant room. Shannon had been kind enough to put a blanket on him, but that had just made it so warm that he fell into an even deeper sleep. So he hadn't returned to his bed in the servant waiting room the previous night. Because of that, he hadn't met Genji even once this morning. There was a knock on the door.
源氏様、カノンです。おはようございます。
あらあら、まだお休みかしら。
失礼します。
When he tried to open the door, Cannon noticed something strange in the upper part of it. What's that? Packing tape? Something... Oh, wait a minute. This note is right there. G... I know the bottom looked like it said Frederica Berncastel. G... No, it looked like an E. E. Ferrudo, right? A small strip of packing tape was stuck along the frame of the door, almost as though it was sealing the door shut. Furthermore, there were notches made with scissors along the center of the packing tape, so that if you opened the door only a slight amount, it would be torn apart. Also, written sloppily across the packing tape with a thin pen was that what appeared to be someone's signature. It was written in a very intricate and decorative manner. So even if it was a signature, there was no way of telling whose it was.
誰かのいたずらでしょうか。
What an interesting joke. Probably some sort of prank.
わからないけど、こんなの今は気にしててもしょうがない。源氏様、失礼します。
You're not gonna like take the few minutes to invest. Okay. The packing tape tore apart and he opened the door. It wasn't as though anything happened when it split, so the two quickly forgot about that strange tape. The room was dimly lit. The lower bed of the two-level bunk bed still had a lump under the blanket. Apparently, Genji was still sleeping.
おはようございます、源氏様。
源氏さんらしくもない。朝でございますよ。
源氏様。
Oh shit!
何ですかこれは。何ですかこれは。
Excuse me. There was a large red-black stain on the blanket. Even the servants' blankets were always kept clean. A stain like that definitely shouldn't have been there. Cannon hesitantly peeled back Genji's blanket, saw what was left of it, and was shocked into silence. Yes, another nightmare has been witnessed.
何よこれ。首がすっぱりやられてる。
鋭利だ。相当の刃渡りのものでなければここまでの切り口にはできまい。
どういうことよ。気分の謎をバトラーが解いたんでしょ。どうして殺人が起こるわけ。
わからん。いずれにせよ厄介なことになるぞ。ベアトリーチェ様とナツキ様にご報告申し上げた方がいい。
ベルフェは急いでルシネーに報告を。
心得た。
After dashing out, Kumasawa called Dora and Shannon over. Then, this new pair let out screams identical to the first two.
ちょっとゴーダ朝食の準備をサボっちゃダメ。
そんなこと言ってる場合じゃないでしょ。
Still like, that's like the most off-topic thing you would say, but then again, we all like our fellow Beelzebub, food enjoyer.
2日目の朝食は決して静かに取れやしないってわけだわ。嫌な予感がする。 源氏だけで済まないかもしれない。屋敷内を確認するわよ。他にも何か起こっているかもしれない。
はい、お姉様。
Natsuki sprang awake at the sudden sound of the phone. Even Natsuki was surprised that she'd woken up. She thought she spent the whole night unable to sleep out of fear that the mysterious man might come in at any moment. But she dozed off before she knew it. Of course, Natsuki still didn't feel rested at all. Though she groaned from the dull pain in her head, which hadn't gone away once since last night, she managed to get out of bed.
おはようございます、夏日様。おはよう。最悪の朝です。ご安心を。誰も部屋へ立ち入ろうとはしませんでした。そう。不審判をありがとう。
Even so, that didn't mean she'd been able to sleep peacefully. The continued ringing of the phone made her headache throb even more strongly.
電話にお出になられた方がよろしいかと。あと、良くないご報告が妹たちから。良くない報告は後にしましょう。先に電話を取ります。
Natsuki shook her head to wake herself and picked up the receiver. Why am I get? Then she regretted not listening to Lucifer's bad news first. Oh, why am I getting the feeling it's the same edgelord again? Because she wanted the first thing she heard on this horrible morning to be something better than this.
おはよう、母さん。よく眠れた。
That voice told her that this horrible morning, this nightmare would not stop.
いや、約束は守りましたよ。私はずっと部屋にこもっていました。もちろん電話もしていません。
でも、この電話には出ちゃったよね。
それは。
Wait, so this was just a bait of the sort, huh?
冗談だよ。この電話は母さん思いの僕からのモーニングコールだ。
Don't you love stupid jokes?
おはよう、母さん。
人をどれだけ愚弄すれば。
Natsuki gripped the receiver so hard it creaked.
パーティーの準備のために母さんには席を外してほしかったんだ。おかげで準備も整ったよ。もちろん主賓は母さ
ん。何を始めるつもりですか？
それは今日のお楽しみかな。大丈夫。待たせないよ。もう始まってる。そうだ、ちょっと待って。声を聞かせたい人がいる。
What? There was the sound of the receiver being jolted around. The phone was apparently being passed to someone else, but there was a clunking, clattering noise, as though it was taking a lot of effort to hand the receiver over. Who in the world could he be giving the phone to? No matter who, this man gives the phone to... That can't be good news for me.
これを解け。卑怯者め。
あなた。 あなたなの？
It was without a doubt the voice of her husband. However, he didn't respond to Natsuki's voice. Perhaps he was bound somewhere in the darkness. Krauss, not realizing that Natsuki was on the other end of the phone, repeatedly demanded that he be untied.
あんたの夫はここにいる。目も耳も塞いでるからね。話はできないけど。無事なのは分かってもらえたと思う。
何が目的ですか？夫を解放して。
明日には解放するよ。二つ約束を守ってくれればね。
何ですか？
一つは、あんたの夫を僕が預かっていることを秘密にすること。屋敷ではそのうちクラウスの姿が見えないと騒ぎになるだろうけれど。
So declare Krauss as missing. Well,
母さんは何も知らないから何も口出しできない。
you will say nothing.
わかるね。
Jesus.
わかります。もう一つの条件は？
ちょっとしたゲームさ。今日の昼の1時になったら屋敷の1階の一番手前の客室に入り、クローゼットの中に隠れている。
At 1 p.m. today, you will go into the foremost guest room on the first floor of the mansion, hide in the closet.
客室？どうして私がクローゼットの中などに？
ちょっとしたかくれんぼだよ。誰にも見つからずにそこで1時間隠れていることができたら母さんの勝ち。もし誰かに見つかったら母さんの負け。
負けたらどうだというのですか？
I'm gonna assume if she loses a game of fucking hide and seek, man, you're gonna make a middle-aged woman play hide and seek. That's fucking, it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm gonna assume that if she loses in hide and seek, then Krauss will get killed off.
別に何もないよ。遊びってそういうもんでしょ。このかくれんぼに付き合ってくれたら明日には夫を解放するよ。
Okay, the fact that she's saying that she gets nothing in particular losing is also a lie. That seems like a lie in my opinion. Oh shit! And I will release your husband tomorrow. The fuck?
その約束本当に守るんでしょうね。
もちろんだ。母さんこそ守ってよ。約束を破れば僕にはすぐにわかる。
At that time, there was suddenly a loud knock on the door to Natsuki's room. Her heart leapt automatically.
奥様、いらっしゃいますか？おはようございます。
ゴーダとカノンでございます。奥様、どうかお目覚めを。
Wait, so now, wait, you mean, so if Natsuki's room is on the first floor, technically she has to hide, right? Right now. The voice is coming from across the door where Ken ends and Go does. The knock had been wild, and the voice is a little shrill. It seemed that something strange had happened, and that they were agitated.
何？どうしたの？
なんでもありません。使用人が来たようです。 もう切りますよ。
うん、僕の言いたいことは全部伝えたからね。じゃあ約束破らないでよ。
Do not break the promise? Jesus Christ. Well, she better set an alarm to 1 p.m. Jesus, like you.
わかりました。あなたこそ約束を破らないのですよ。
違うね。母さんがそれを決めるんだよ。僕に約束破らせないでね。母さん。
今日一日母さんを見てるからね。
Clank. Lambda Delta slammed the receiver down on the antique phone. Then the phone exploded into bits and became a golden splash, then a cloud of gold butterflies, and then disappeared.
踊ってちょうだいね、夏日。19年前の罪に怯えながらね。私のターンも順調よ。さあ、ベルもどうぞ。
どうせ無駄なんだろうけど、警察通報を通じて内外の通信可否を確認。
外線は使用不能。内線は使えるみたい。台風で船も使用不能。クローズドサークルの出来上がりかしら。おめでとう。これでベルンが完全に探偵に昇格ね。
This track is a banger. When the police intervene, they sometimes steal some of the detective's authority. However, with the construction of the closed circle, the existence of police had been denied for all eternity. From now on, the authority of the detective piece will be totally guaranteed.
はいはい、ありがとう。ごちそうさま。それじゃあ早速ゲーム開始といこうかしら。
Erica, you're the main character. Now begin.
源氏さんまでかよ。5人も殺されたのか。
はい。あんなひどい。
ゲストハウスの4人と全く同じだった。
I'm surprised no one made like accusation. I'm actually curious if Balor's going to be like part of like the accusations later on. I wouldn't be surprised.
すっぱりとひどく鋭利な刃物で首を切られた。
僕が深夜勤だったのに不審者に気づけないなんて。
自分を責めるんじゃねえ。もし犯人と鉢合わせだったら命を落としてたのは自分だったかもしれねえんだぞ。
その上電話も通じんときた。この天気じゃ船も来んやろ。えらいことになったで。
ということは犯人はまだ私たちの身近にいる可能性が高いということだわ。
では何ですか。台風が過ぎて船が迎えに来るまで私たちは人殺しと一緒にいるというわけですか。
大丈夫ですとも。こうしてみんなで一緒にいれば犯人だって手出しは。
しかもなった。そんな。
私たちミスミス殺されはしないわよ。ジョージの仇を討ってやるわ。許さない。誰が犯人だろうと何が理由だろうと、私はジョージの仇を許さない。殺してやるわ。殺してやる。
はい、皆さん、泣き言は十分ですか？ご静粛に。クラウスさんはまだお見えにならないのですか？さっきから電話をおかけしているのですが、お出にならないのです。
I'm gonna assume Krauss is like in a fucking dungeon cell somewhere, like just like in the 4th episode.
受話器が外れているとか。
いいえ、呼び出し音はします。聞こえていないはずはないのですが。
No words.
どういうことだ。まさかクラウスおじさんも。
やっぱりね。こんな時に不謹慎だけれども、ゲストハウスの4人に源氏さんで5人、もう1人いるだろうと予想はしてたわ。
Yeah, according to human perspective, it's strange. So as far as I know, everyone except Natsu don't know where Krauss is, and can't tell if Krauss got killed off or not. Well, they didn't look like, I'm assuming they would say it, but according to Natsu, she knew. Only Natsuki knows can confirm that Krauss is still out there, alive. So.
どうしてよ。どうしてそんなことがわかるのよ。あんたが犯人なの？あんたがジョージを殺したの？
やめなさい、エヴァさん。今はそんなことをしとる場合では。
Eva got agitated and grabbed at Kiri. Nanja stepped in between them and it grew into a bit of a scuffle. Watching this, Erica smiled condescendingly and shrugged.
でしょうね。ゲストハウスの現場を拝見した時点で6人の犠牲は読めて当然です。4人しか死体がなかったので、あとの2人は誰だろうと思っていたくらいなので。
なんでそんなことがわかるのよ。あんたが殺したの。あんたがジョージを。
予算か、エヴァ。エリカちゃん、キリエさん、なんでそんなことがわかるんや。適当なことは言わんといてや。
簡単な連想よ。ゲストハウスの犯行現場に書かれていた落書きは魔法陣。魔法と殺人から連想するものを考えただけ。
Someone sent within under a religious cult.
碑文か。
そうか。第一のパンか。
どういうことですか？
いえ、私にもさっぱり。
そういうことか。魔女め。
これはやっぱりベアトリーチェ様の仕業なの？
あんたたち何を勝手に分かった風なこと言ってるのよ。私にはさっぱり分からないわよ。説明なさいよ誰か。
だからエヴァ、少し落ち着くんや。
Natsuki just sitting there being silent.
そういうことです。あの犯行現場の魔法陣を見た時点で、この殺人が碑文の第一の番をなぞった見立て殺人であり、犠牲者は6人であることは想像できていました。ただ魔法陣がそこに存在するだけで、フルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。いかがでしょうか皆様方。
じゃあクラウスおじさんも殺されてるってのか。
Probably.
そうだとも決めつけられません。ここに来ないのはクラウスさんだけではありませんよ。もう一人いらっしゃいます。
For just an instant, Natsuki's brow furrowed, so she hadn't been able to avoid the topic of the study after all.
まさか親父。おい、誰か書斎には連絡したんだろうな。
もちろんお電話させていただきましたし、ノックもさせていただきました。ですがそのお返事はなく。
当主様はご自身の研究に没頭されておいでです。時に電話を嫌い、受話器を外し、ノックを無視することもあります。
しかし呼び出し音はちゃんと。
とにかく主人の無事を確かめる方が先です。
The way that the earlier line was slipped. The problem right there is like, without Krauss being able to defend her Nazi, she's, you know, her willpower got, you know, pretty much reduced by quite a lot, to be quite honest.
主人の寝室へ行きましょう。
Natsuki stood up in a flurry and dashed out into the corridor. Rudolph and the others immediately chased after her, telling her to wait.
さあさあ、皆さんもご一緒に。三流ミステリーも三流スプラッターも単独行動を取る人から死にますよ。はあ、言わんやこのゲームもまたしかり。ベアとってば三流だわ。
Oh, but in third-rate disaster movies and third-rate action movies, people who act alone do survive, right? Weird. Oh, boy.
もはや碑文は解かれたというのに、誰が望んでこんな真似を。
ラムダデルタ教の駒と思われる19年前の男とやらの仕業かもしれません。おっと、そんなはずもありませんが。
So the man committing from revenge 19 years ago. Can be there's quite a bit of theories on the human perspective, but however, if you believe in the narrative that is construed, then it's like, oh, it's probably Lambda Delta, um, just playing like a prank within her vocal range. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there are some human theories within.
これまでのゲームですでにベアタは赤き真実で、金像が消えて18人以上は存在しない、18人目は存在しないと明言しているわ。そして今回はそれにエリカが1人加わって19人目が存在しないと明言されてる。
The man from 19 wanted to commit revenge for 19 years ago. 19 person. Surely there's gotta be some correlation.
19年前の男とやらが島に入り込む余地なんてないわ。
That's so weird.
ならば19年前の男は既存の人間の中の誰かが語っているか。
Could be.
さもなくば。
Could be someone playing a prank.
赤で19人目が許されずとも、そこに19人目を紛れ込ませるなど、わらわならば魔女ならば造作もなくやってのけるがな。面白くなってきたぞ。もうしばらく様子を見させてもらうとしよう。それにしてもラムダデルタ教にベルンカステル教名、いよいよに我がゲーム版にて好き放題を始めよった。
No. It seems because they hijacked your game board, it seems like their goal is trying to make a mockery of yours.
分かっていてお招きになったのではありませんか。
退屈を嫌うわ。わらわも魔女なれば同じこと。
That is true. Almost all witches dislike order.
この想定外さえも魔女なれば想定される喜びである。よかろう。受けて立とうぞ。受けて立つのは上等だけど、まずい流れよ。分かって
る？ですが、様子見を気取る段階とはやや言い難いかと。
分かっておる。このままいけば金像の存在が再び蒸し返される。書斎の結界も長くは持たんな。それだけじゃないわ。さらに厄介な展開になるわよ。いい？1手2手3手詰めて夏日。
Gop whispered something into Beato's ear. Beato's mouth slowly widened into a grin.
エリカが全員を集めたのはむしろ我らには好都合です。観測者の及ばぬすべての闇は我ら悪魔のもの。今を逃しては打てぬ手か
と。夏日はキング。動けぬ駒なれど取らせることは許されぬ。先手を取ろう。ここで失すると夏日が詰められる。ガープ頼めるか。もちろん。密室トリックもアリバイもミステリーなんて私がまとめて風穴を開けてあげるわ。任せて。私が始末する。
Gap was swallowed up along with the chair she sat in into a pitch black hole that opened on the floor and then disappeared. After that, a hole opened on the ceiling and spat just the chair back out, returning the place to the way it had been. Amusing.
厄介なことになりました
な。なるほどな。ラムダデルタ教にかかっては、わらわすらも駒に過ぎぬというわけか。序盤は駒の損得より展開を急げという。かなわぬな、あの御人には。そうはさせぬぞ。夏日はわらわの仕える最後の主。このベアトリーチェと契約する限り、決して取ることかなわぬ駒と知れ。
クラウスの部屋は空っぽ。ベッドは空っぽだったけど、それまでの5人の殺害現場と同じでおびただしい血痕が残されていたわ。
でも死体はない。
ないわね。
じゃあ死んでない。
ないかもね。
どういうこと？兄さんはどこにいるのよ。
That's a good question.
この血まみれのベッドじゃな。考えたくねえが、ゲストハウスと同様に首を切られて殺されたと考えるのが妥当だろうぜ。
でしょうな。この出血量では無事を考えるのは難しい。
しかし旦那様はどちらに？
Large amounts of blood stained the top of the bed, but there were no similar marks on the floor of the room. What the fuck? He went missing from his room on the second floor of the mansion. There were large amounts of blood in the bed, making the situation bear a strong resemblance to those of the other victims. He is the only victim of the first trial whose body was never witnessed. Huh. Hold on. Let me go back to what is said. So, wait. They went to Krauss's room, right? Judging by this bloodstained bed, right? What he said? I have a bit of a... This is a weird... This is another stupid theory I made. What if Krauss got kidnapped and then they made... And then they used the blood of the other victims that they killed and make it so like, oh, it looked like, make us look like, you know, like just like that. Could be in. Large amounts of blood stained the top of the bed, but there were no similar marks on the floor of the room. Whether Krauss had been seriously wounded and wandered off somewhere, or killed and carried somewhere, they had no clue where this somewhere might be. Or, well, I guess... well, I guess Krauss was, wounded, I guess. Sure. Natsuki knew. Though Krauss had been sounding far from his best over the phone, at least he hadn't sounded like he was on the brink of death. In other words, these bloodstains had to be a setup. Yeah, that's what I said. I thought... that was my dumb theory I made. It's gotta be like some sort of a fabricated setup. That might not even be blood. However, just what was that man thinking? What's this supposed to be?
なんてこって。第一の晩に6人を生贄にちゅうのか。
クラウス兄さんには自分の部屋の扉を施錠する習慣はないの？ 私たちは今鍵を開けずに入ったわ。
いえ、旦那様にも施錠の習慣が。
当家では奥様のお言いつけにより公共の場所以外は施錠が義務付けられております。
クラウスおじさんの部屋を開けられる鍵は何本あるんだ？
旦那様がお持ちの1本の他にマスターキーが。
Master keys.
ああ、鍵がどうこうなんてくだらない論争です。源氏さんがすでに犠牲になっていることをお忘れですか？彼のマスターキーは紛失しています。ですから今やこの屋敷のすべての鍵は意味をなしません。つまらないですね。つまりこの屋敷には密室殺人は今までもこれからも存在しないということです。やれやれ、退屈なミステリーになりました。
You know, considering how Burnt Castle hates boredom, I can tell they injected it within Erica too. So, that Burnt Castle made. Erica laughed off this murder in disappointment as though it was something she was watching on TV. I can't understand it. Why is her world, quote unquote, so different from ours? It's almost like she's in a separate dimension from us. Well, I could... separate dimension. Another stupid theory, maybe Erica watches too much TV.
ジェシカもこんな風にベッドで。
ええ、そうよ。ジョージと同じに首を切られて。
ジェシカに合わせて。私ジェシカの顔さえ見てないんです。ジェシカ
待ちんや、ナスギさん。
まだ犯人が近くに潜んでいるかもしれない。一人にさせるのは危険だ。
Oh. We went over an hour and 10 minutes, so it's a good time for me to stop from here. So, next part. This says like, huh. I always thought Natsuki's gonna make her queue and make them run to the, the hiding place that she was told to, but I guess it says right that she's running to the guest house. But yeah, next part. Let's see, find out more within this mystery shenanigans episode. So, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one.